Parents, what's the biggest mistake you made while trying to protect your child? I got my daughter expelled while trying to save her from becoming her mother. Lena started acting really weird. She stopped telling me things about her life and started coming back late after school. In fact, one time it was already dark, but she was still not back from school. I went out to look for her and later found her in her school uniform, hanging out with older boys from the neighborhood. That's when I made it my duty to pick her from school every day. But it didn't get any better. One afternoon, I was doing laundry when I found a vape pen and 2 unmarked pills in the backpack she left at home. I froze because I was so scared my worst fear had come to pass, and Lena was turning into her mother. When Lena's mother died 5 years ago, I told her she'd died of cancer because I didn't want her to think of her mother as a bad person. But the truth was, she died of an overdose. And ever since then, Lena had never been the same, but I thought we were managing until that day. When I went to pick her from school, I brought out the vape pen and pills I had found, but she didn't even look scared. She shrugged and said it was normal and that all her friends vaped for fun. I didn't say anything more because I didn't know what to say. So later that night, I called my old friend, Greg, instead. He was friends with Lena's teacher and promised he'd help me talk her into keeping an eye on Lena. But days passed, and I still hadn't heard anything from Greg. So I emailed the teacher instead, thinking Greg had given her a heads up already. But a week later, I was just getting ready to go pick Lena up when she came home earlier than usual. Her eyes were red and teary and she was shaking, holding a letter in her hand. It was an expulsion letter. The school carried out a locker search based on a tip and found the items in her locker, and she was reported to the school board. She now had a zero-tolerance drug policy violation on her record, and all her scholarship opportunities vanished. The colleges she applied to canceled all her interviews, and she refused to try other schools. From that day, she locked herself in her room all day, barely said a word to me, and even deleted all her college essays. I didn't know how to tell her it was my fault because I knew it would break her heart, so I just kept quiet. But on her 18th birthday, I went out to get her a cake, but when I came back home, Lena was gone, and my computer screen was on, with the email I had sent to her teacher opened on it. The same day, Greg called, and he told me he forgot to inform Lena's teacher that the email was only meant to be a scare, not an actual threat. But it was already too late. Lena never called, and even when I did, she wouldn't pick up. I wrote to her every Christmas, but the letters always came back unopened. She left the vape pen behind, so I kept it in my bedroom drawer, because it was all I had left of her. But 5 years later, there was a knock at my door, and when I opened it, it was Lena. But she looked thinner and tired, and way older than I remembered, and she was carrying a baby in her arms. I was so happy, I hugged her, but she didn't hug me back. I asked her to come in, but she said no. Then she said she had only come to drop off my granddaughter with me. Then she walked away and didn't look back, and I was left in my doorway holding a baby girl I knew nothing about.